G'day people. Tonight, I'm going to be making a rich chocolate cake. When I say rich, I mean rich. The cake itself is going to have a whole 180 grams of 70% cooking chocolate, and there's also going to be a couple of tablespoons of cocoa in it as well, and that's just the cake. And then there's going to be a ganache on top, and that's going to be a whole, on its own, there's going to be another block of chocolate. So it's going to be 2 blocks of chocolate and a couple of tablespoons of cocoa. It's going to be really chocolatey. It's going to be really chocolatey, but it's going to be really good. Now, last cake I made, as you may recall, if you saw it, the lemon cake rescue, where I talked about how it wasn't necessary to put baking paper in the bottom of your pan because it would never go wrong. And of course, hubris, you see, it went wrong, and if anyone that saw that would have had a good laugh, when when the cake completely fell apart. It stuck to the bottom, and when I was trying to get it out, it fell apart. Classic. Classic piece of pride cometh before a fall. Anyway, so we're going to do the traditional conservative grandmother technique here. This time it won't fall apart. This time it will come out. Like I said, I never do this. It's never necessary, except that last time it was. I don't know why, but you know, the gods hate it when you get a bit too full of yourself. They hate it, and they are determined to cut you down. And I'll cut you down to size. So we cut a circle of baking paper. Now we get some butter, and just some butter in the bottom and butter in the sides. I mean, it's not going to be a problem now that we've got the paper. It's definitely not going to stick. Famous last words. It's definitely not going to stick. There's no way. Can't possibly. Out of the question. Forget it. Not going to happen. Can't happen. Alright, so I'm just greasing the sides. I mean, the sides don't matter that much anyway because you can just get the knife in, right? So that don't matter. You will notice that there it is, grease-proof paper in the bottom. I'll just get this out of the way for the moment, and I'll just get some hot water and rinse my hands off. Now you'll notice I've got new lighting. It's not new, I just moved it around a bit. So I've got LED lighting on that side, and I've got halogen lighting coming from over there. So it's going to be a bit of a, it's going to be a pretty strange white balance going on. An impossible situation. You can't white balance the scene because one light source is a completely different colour temperature to the other. Bizarre. But anyway, that's what I'm doing. That is what I'm doing. Now, let's beat some eggs. So I want 3 eggs. Room temperature really. This recipe going to be adding chocolate, going to be adding melted chocolate to the cake mix. So, oh my God, get it right, Mars, my God, butchering an egg. Going to be adding chocolate directly to the cake mix, so we don't want the cake mix to be too warm. Sorry, don't want it to be too cold. So you don't want your eggs cold. You don't want your eggs straight out of the fridge for this one. You want to leave your eggs sitting around for an hour or so they can acclimatise. They won't be too cold. Because what we don't want to do is shock. We don't want to shock the chocolate, because it can be melted chocolate, and we don't want it to suddenly go solid. That's not what we want. That would be bad. So what we're going to do now is get 200 grams of butter, but I'm going to just soften the butter. I did get this butter out of the fridge about half an hour ago, so I'll just give it maybe 20 seconds in the microwave. Maybe 20 seconds, maybe a bit less, maybe 15. Maybe 15. Oh, it doesn't really matter. I mean, the main thing is we don't want it to, it's not going to matter. We just don't want it to be too cold. If it's a bit runny, doesn't matter. Won't matter. So I'll give it 20. It can be runny, I don't care. I might get a knife. Just get a butter knife for dealing with the butter. And retrieve the butter from the mic. Butter from the mic, I want 200 grams. Oh, that is soggy butter. Oh my God, soggy. Oh, it's all right. That'll be fine. 200 grams, let's go. Get in there. 150. 175, 190, 200, done. Alright, this greasy stuff can go off here. Let's put it in the butter dish. I'll have it on my toast tomorrow. Have it on my toast with my homemade peanut butter. Those of you who watched my sad story of how Sanitarium no longer make peanut butter in Australia, very sad story, my favourite peanut butter. Someone suggested I make my own, so I had to go at it. Had to go at making it, and wasn't too bad. I don't think it wasn't as good as the Sanitarium though. I can tell you something else. I think I mentioned earlier on that Nobby's nuts were the best in Australia. Nobby's nuts were the best, but this year the Nobby's nuts are no good. So I don't know what the idiot, whoever's got control of Nobby's, I wouldn't have a clue, but some fool's taken it over and ruined it. It's no good anymore. They used to be the best, and now they're mediocre. They'd be lucky to be middle of the pack now. This is what happens. Idiots get in control and they wreck things. They just wreck things. So someone has wrecked Nobby's nuts. I don't know who, but they wrecked it. So I won't be buying it anymore. So the dickhead that did it, probably he did it thinking, oh, we can save money. Yeah, you can save money, and you'll save a lot of money by not having any customers, dickhead. You'll have no customers. That'll save you money. That'll be a great idea. You're a genius. You're a genius of a CEO. Figured out how to save money, guys. Get rid of the customers. Brilliant. Genius. That is accounting genius. Get rid of the customers. Solves all your problems in one hit. Anyway, so yeah, Nobby's nuts are no good anymore. So, but I discovered that Woolworths peanuts can be pretty good. Can be pretty good. The first pack I bought were really good. I was really impressed. They were nearly as good as Nobby's nuts used to be. 1 cup of brown sugar. Last time I made this it wasn't sweet enough, so I'm going to add a bit more. Just a bit. Okay. Probably doesn't matter. Because the chocolate is so, you know, there's not much sugar in the chocolate. You need the sugar from somewhere, so just add a little bit more. I'll just get a beater. You're supposed to put in a teaspoon of vanilla extract, a teaspoon. So I'll just get a teaspoon. Don't really know why vanilla and chocolate, they always seem to mix vanilla and chocolate. Don't really know why, but they do. Anyway, it's not a bad idea, I guess. Alright, let's cream the butter and sugar. Goblin Slayer, classic. If you like anime and you haven't seen Goblin Slayer, classic. It's real old school D&D. If you come from a D&D background like I do, Goblin Slayer, real D&D, great. If I can just show you here the stupidity of people that are now designing for Kenwood. We've got 2 controls. You see that? They both look the same. They're 2 different controls, but they look the same. They feel the same. It's very easy to activate the wrong control. Stupid. Another case of the modern world, you know, people fucking shit up. So you accidentally, you're accidentally working away and you hit the wrong control and the wrong thing happens, you know. The thing suddenly opens, or the thing's open and all of a sudden the head starts turning around and you don't want it to. Stupid. In the old days they had 2 different controls, so they felt different, they looked different, so you wouldn't accidentally hit the wrong one. Fuckwits. Kenwood. Hopeless. Well, you know, it's a modern world. Idiots everywhere. Idiots everywhere. Is there anywhere where there aren't idiots? Can you buy a product that isn't fucked up? Is there anything that isn't fucked up? You know? Motorola phone, cars. So I despaired of modern cars, I gave up on them. So what I've done, my car was old, 2008 Ford Ranger. No, 2009 Australian Ford Ranger, aka Mazda B250, and great car, it was great, but it's done 320,000 kilometres. And you know, it's all wearing out. So what I did, I tried out modern cars, I didn't like them. So what I did was get the whole thing refurbished. Rico engine, Rico gearbox, replace everything that turns, you know, replace the turbo, replace the fuel pump, replace the universals, replace the wheel bearings, replace, you name it, replaced. So expensive business, but at the end of it, I get to keep the car that I know is good, that I like, instead of having to buy a piece of modern shit that I don't like, that is going to go wrong in ways that I don't know about. My car, if it's going to go wrong at all, I'll know about it. I'll know what's coming. Buy something new, you won't. Right, so I'm just going to put this in the microwave for a couple of minutes. Couple of minutes. Now it's supposed to be 2 tablespoons of that stuff. They've got a way you're supposed to do this. Like, you know, you're supposed to do the eggs first. I suppose I can do some of the eggs. I'll do some of the eggs. I'm going to need a spatula. See if I can find a spatula. Fans of this channel will know this spatula is named Fred. Now, not everybody names their spatula, but I did. So while I'm at it, the mixer can be Susie and the Cambridge chef can be Marguerite. The stove can be Angus. Angus the stove. Go Marguerite. Go, go, go. Yeah, that's a bit of a gooey mess. Now let's have a look at the chocolate. Oh, nice and warm. Slipping around, slipping and a sliding. Actually, before I use that, I'm just going to use it in here. I'm just going to get 2 tablespoons of cocoa. And then I'm going to use it to mix the chocolate around. Mix it around. It's nice and warm. It wants to be nice and warm. It wants to be hotter than melting temperature, because when it hits the mix of everything else, it's going to tend to cool down. We don't want it to cool down. Right, 3/4 of a cup of flour. Now I need to put some, this is plain flour, so I need some self-raising, so I need to put some baking powder in. So, probably want about 3 teaspoons. 1, 2, I'll do the third one in a minute. Just going to mix that in. And I'm mixing the rest of the egg too. We want some milk. Bit problematic. I'll just get a bit of milk. Maybe I'll use another thing for the milk. Put some milk in. And we'll get Fred making his way into Marguerite. Giving her a good old rub along the side. Cool. And we start her up again. Pour in the chop. Slowly pour it in. Nice. Then we get some more flowers, another 3/4 of a cup. Yet another occasion, whoops, where the 3/4 cup is really useful. Happens all the time, really useful. 3/4 of a cup, it's great. Alright. The last of the... Oh no! Oh my god. That's not baking powder. That's not baking powder, that's gelatine. What? What? Oh my god, how did that happen? What a fucking disaster. It's going to be gelatine cake. What? No, that's madness. You can't have that. That's crazy. No, no, no. How did that even happen? My god. Stupid. Unbelievable. Unbelievably stupid. How? How? I don't know. I shouldn't have done it today. I should have just stayed the fuck out of it. That's what I should have done. Too much other shit on my mind. Will it work? How will the gelatine affect the cake? I wonder. Going to be interesting to see. Will it completely wreck it? Will it not have any great effect? Will it... Maybe it'll improve it. Who knows? Who knows? Let's see. Get off there. Fred, what are you doing, Fred? Getting all over the place, you crazy bugger. Alright. More milk. Now, previous times I've made this, it's been really good, but it's been a bit dry. So you're supposed to have half a cup of milk, and I'm putting in at least 3/4 of a cup. A little bit of salt, just a pinch. Alright, needs a bit of a poke. Bit of a poke. Poke with a stick. Long as it's not a burnt stick. Poke in the eye with a burnt stick, not good. Not recommended. Right. How's that, Fred? How's that, Fred? Are you happy? Happy, happy, happy? Happy Hammond. If you're Australian and you're as old as I am or older, you'll know who Happy Hammond was. Happy Hammond. Saturday mornings on the Tarax variety show. With Zig and Zag. Who remembers Zig and Zag? I remember Zig and Zag. Right, we're just about done. Let's get it in. Turn it off. I'll just get this camera. I'll be back in a sec with the camera. Alright. Not much of a camera really, it's a shit camera. But you get what you get. As they say, you get what you get. Stop your whinging and deal with it. Alright. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. I'm going to enjoy licking this one, licking this beater. Because of all the chocolate there is in it, it's going to be pretty good. And you know, the taste of gelatine is going to add so much. Going to add to the magnificence. The Magnificence, a science fiction series coming to Netflix any day soon. The Magnificence. Followed by the follow-up, part 2 of the series, The Intransigent. Hang on. What have we got here? 2 minutes. About to run out of time. I'm just going to turn it off and I'll come back. Second part of the series, The Intransigence, and the third part, of course, will be The Ignorance. But the first part, The Magnificence. But really, The Magnificence should be the last part, don't you think? I think. Alright, let's video this. Here we go. That is rather firm. It's probably too firm. Anyway. Should I put a bit more milk in it while I can? What do you reckon? It's quite firm. I think it's too firm. I don't know how much of that's due to the due to the gelatine, but it's always been overly firm in my opinion, this cake. Tell you what, I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to put a bit more milk in. So, okay, put the beater back in. And get the milk. And a bit more milk. A bit more milk. Go too mad. I don't want to go too mad, but I do think it needs more. So put it in the tin, take 2. Since we had the rethink. if you get bored with me doing this, you can jump ahead. Jump ahead to the next section. It's time marked, you should be able to see it. Just jump ahead. You don't have to watch it if you don't want to. So yes, since the last video, we've had the grand final, the AFL grand final, which was a great triumph for Brisbane. Out it comes. Oh my God, it's heavy. Oh my God, it's going to overflow the bloody... It's probably going to overflow the tin. Probably, possibly, going to overflow the tin. Anyway, whatever. We'll find out. Man, what's the worst that can happen? What's the worst that can happen? It could overflow the tin. The gelatine could do something really weird. It could turn into a single glutinous mess. That's what it could happen. I mean, gelatine is glue, right? It's glue. So it's going to turn into glue. Chocolate glue. You're right, chocolate glue. Might be fine. Worrying about nothing. Worrying about nothing. Well, Fred, done a great job cleaning the tin out, I must say. Really good. Alright, just trying to get it level and filling up the sides. Probably wasting my time, but that's what I'm doing. Get in there. Alright. What's it taste like? Tastes good. Beautifully chocolatey. Right. 170 degrees Celsius in a fan forced oven for a period of time, which is an hour. In for an hour. Done. Right. I'll be back when it's ready. Alright, I've pulled it out of the oven. It took about an hour and a quarter. Now the way you tell if a cake is cooked or not is you stick a skewer in, right into it, all the way in, and if it comes out clean, I'll show you this. If it comes out clean, like that, then the cake's done. So, cake is done. I'm just going to leave it for about 10 minutes to cool down before I turn it out. Hopefully it'll turn out. I'll be back. Okay, I've given it about 10 minutes just to cool down, so the cake should stick together a bit more firmly than if you turn it out immediately. So it's not stuck to the sides, and theoretically it can't be stuck to the bottom because I've got the baking paper in there. Theoretically, so we'll see if it'll turn out. Too easy. Too easy. Makes you wonder how the hell it didn't work with the lemon cake. Now, that was really easy. So if you're worried about your cake sticking, there's your answer, baking paper. Doesn't take very long to do, and it will save you an embarrassing mess. But so there's the cake. I'm going to cut it in half when it's cooled down in the morning, and I'll put cream in it, and I'll cover it in a chocolate ganache. So we'll just photograph the cake before the icing goes on, before it gets cut in half. Look at that. You can just tell it's going to be delicious, eh? Hopefully. I still don't know what the effect the gelatine's going to have. Anyway, what I'm going to do, I'll let it cool right down, and I'll put it in that box, and I'll put it in the fridge overnight. I'll come back in the morning and we'll do the decoration. Okay, it's the next morning. There's the cake, nice and cold. It's been in the fridge all night. Now, I'm just curious as to, I'm just going to take a bit off the top here. Bit of a chocolatey, but it's really not sweet, really isn't. So I'm going to need to put sugar in everything. I'm going to need to put sugar in the cream. I'm going to need to put sugar in the ganache. Right. So let's cut this thing in half. I'll just get it right on the edge so I can work with it. Cut it in half. Right. Now I'll just put the top on a separate plate. Look at that. Looks pretty good. Pretty good. Right. Now, I've talked about this groovy thing before. Woo! Somebody stop me! What a thing that is. So what I'm going to do, I've got a bottle of cream here. It's 300 ml of cream. So I'm going to put half of it, I'm going to whip half of it. And the rest will go into the ganache. Ah, fuck. We need some sugar in there. I did put a cup and a bit of, and a bit of brown sugar in the cake, but it really doesn't taste sweet, so I mean, that could be just a thing, you know, it's a not very sweet chocolate cake. Maybe that's just a thing, you know. Now watch how quick this Really, it's the best way to do it. It's already getting thick. See how quick that was? Oh, I could put that in the mixer and it would not be that fast. Already done. Wow. Already done. Yep. Sweet cream. Sweet slagroom. Right. Whoops. First thing in the morning, I'm not terribly functional first thing in the morning. Not operating at optimum efficiency at all. Definitely not. Alright. Spread that cream around. Not too much on the edge though. We don't want it spraying everywhere. Got a knife. Spread it out fairly evenly. Get too obsessed with it. Nice. Alright, let's put the lid back on. Boom, boom. It's that done. Now, for my next trick. I'm going to melt 180 grams of chocolate. Told you this is a chocolatey chocolate cake. It's 2 packs. 2 packs. 70% cocoa. A lot of chocolate. Right, 2 minutes in the microwave. Go, go. Go, go, go. Go, 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 go. Top of the morning to you. Apparently they never say that in Ireland. Top of the morning to you. They never say it. Certainly I never heard it. When I was in Ireland I never heard it. I need another spoon. God, another spoon. Where will it end? Where will it end? Some icing sugar. I mean, the ganache you don't normally need icing sugar, but because the cake isn't that sweet, I'm putting it in. It's not in the original recipe. guess, you know, a lot of people would probably use chocolate that's got a bit more sugar in it. Maybe this recipe is just low on sugar anyway. Although, I don't know, maybe because there's so much chocolate in it, it absorbs the sugar. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to find out quite soon. Alright, that should be melted. Whoa! Oh, that's hot. That is hot. Look out. Stir it around so it all melts. Bowl's hot, proper hot. Not a bowl, it's a basin. Basin's proper hot. Stirring it around. Might get I'll get the camera. Alright, let's have a look. Okay, here's the melted chocolate. There's the cake. Alright, just making sure that the chocolate's properly smooth and there's no lumps. Don't want lumpy chocolate because once the temperature goes down a bit, the lumps will not go. So get rid of the lumps, pour in some cream. Don't put too much cream in at once, we don't want to shock the chocolate. Oh. Don't shock the chocolate. Thermal shock. Because I got the chocolate nice and hot, it holds the heat. Even though I'm putting in some fairly cold cream. Actually, you want to have your cream at room temperature really for this. Lovely ganache. Ah yes. Let's put some sugar in, hope for the best. I've never tried this. I'm like that, I just do stuff. When it occurs to me, I just do it. Oh, it seemed like a good idea at the time. Motto of my life. A bit of Australian motto really. Have a go, mate. Have a bloody go. Is it going to work? We don't know. Find out. One way to find out. One way to find out. Instead of talking about it and thinking about it, you could be doing it. Think about that. You could be doing it. Instead of wasting everyone's time, just get on and do it. Yeah, this is definitely a bit weird. I mean, I guess it'll be alright. It's just going to be sugar and chocolate and cream. I mean, how can it go wrong, really? At the end of the day, it can't really go wrong, surely. I mean, even if it's not pretty, even if it's not super pretty, it's still going to taste good. And that's the great thing about food, you know. It's really there to eat. It's there to eat, not look at. I'm not really a fan of the people that are obsessed with the way food looks. That's not what food's all about, people. Food's about eating it, not staring at it, eat it. Who cares if your bloody thing is a visual masterpiece? Who cares? Just put it on the plate and I'll eat it. I don't care what it looks like. What does it taste like? That's what I want to know. Now, this is weird. It's gone kind of... it's gone weird on me. It's gone oily. Oil's come out of something. It's come out of the cream, or it's come out of the chocolate or something. Oil. So the sugar has driven oil out of... More cream. Sugar has driven oil out of the chocolate. That can't be right. Can't be out of the chocolate. It must be out of the cream. I mean, there's sugar and chocolate don't separate. Most chocolate you buy has got sugar in it, so no, it doesn't happen. But it's happened. So it must be the cream. So the sugar has driven moisture out of the cream. Fat out of the cream. Weird. Weird, and why would it do that? I don't know. But anyway, I'm getting a nice glossy jelly sort of thing. Weird. I've never done this before, so it's interesting. Let's have a look. Stupid bloody foam. Don't buy Motorola, people. But then what else are you going to buy? You're going to buy some other bloody garbage as well. Don't buy Apple. Don't buy Motorola. What do? You've got to buy something. Oh God. Wake up, Mars. I didn't press the go button. Stupid. Shit for brains. Anyway, so you can see there how glossy it is. Got really glossy, and I think I can work with it. I don't want to have any more liquidy than that. I've got to put it on the cake, so let's go. Put it on the cake and be done with it. Whoa! There she goes. There she blows. So we should just smooth this out, I guess. Oh yeah. Oh, so that's working. Got my mojo Icing, but it just don't work on you. Alright. Yeah, that's a pretty useful consistency. You can work with that. Work with that. No worries. Now we just want to do it on the sides, if we can. The sides. Tastes like chocolate. I wonder why it tastes like chocolate. Could it be all the chocolate I put in? Could that be the reason, I wonder? Man, what a cake. What a cake, what a cake. Da-da-da-da-dum-ba-dum-bum. It's going to be an experience eating it. It's going to be so chocolatey. I'm taking it on a trip. Going to visit various people. I'm going to take this with me and we're going to eat it. It's going to get eaten multiple times. As you can see, it's quite a big cake, so yeah, it's going to feed a lot of people. And it's going to be super rich, so you're not going to want to eat a huge chunk of it in one go. We'll just use up the last of the ganache. Don't want to waste it. Don't want to waste your ganache. Alright. Now what I'm going to do is I'll put it in the fridge for a little while just to cool down and harden up a bit. And then I'll come back and I'll eat it. I'll eat a slice. I mean, it's kind of rude to take a cake that's already been opened, but it's alright. These are the sacrifices one has to make for YouTube. Because you're all going to want to see it and hear what it tastes like. So I'm just going to have to take it to my places I'm going, friends and family, with a piece taken out of it. That'll be alright, because every place, as I move along the track, every successive house I go to, there'll be more pieces taken out of it. So it'll be alright, it'll be fine, it'll be fine. Right, I'm going to put that in the fridge. I'm going to put it in the fridge for about half an hour and I'll be back. Okay, it's been a good half hour in the fridge. It's cooled down and it's hardened up, so let's cut a slice. Because it's a ganache, it's not butter icing, so it doesn't get really hard, which is good. Just cut through that. Okay. super rich cake. I don't want too big a piece. Oh, there it is. Pull it out. Look at that. Oh, baby, baby, baby. Let us have a look at that. Cake on a plate. Look at that. And here's the cake itself. Chocolatey as all fuck. Alright, so the question on everyone's lips, what does it taste like? Chocolate cake. Chocolate cake. Yep, that's chocolatey. It's chocolatey, yes. It's very chocolatey. And you know, if you don't want your chocolate cake to taste chocolatey, there must be something wrong with you. It's called a chocolate cake, so it's chocolatey. It's full of chocolate. But it doesn't taste like a chocolate bar, it still tastes like cake, you know. It's got that nice, it's got a nice, you know, there's the wheaty character of a cake is still there, you know, it still tastes like a cake. It's still got the texture of a cake, you know, a cake. I've sweetened it up quite a bit from the original recipe, so I think, you know, if you want to have a cake that isn't very sweet, it's chocolatey but not sweet, just leave out the cup of sugar I put in the icing, and leave out the sugar I put in the cream if you wanted to. But I think, you know, chocolate and sugar, chocolate likes sugar. So I think it's good. I think it's good to use, good that I put the sugar in, the extra sugar. I mean, I've eaten it before without the sugar, and it was really good, you know, really chocolatey, but I did feel it was not sweet enough. Those 3 teaspoons of gelatine that I accidentally put in, I didn't mean to put in, they don't seem to have had much impact. I can't taste it, and there's nothing weird about the texture or anything, so I think they didn't harm it. I'm not suggesting you put it in yourself. Cake, chocolate, sugar, cream. Classic. You know, just a great thing. Chocolate cake. chocolate cake. Man, who doesn't love a good chocolate cake? It's a classic. I've had chocolate cakes that sometimes you get a chocolate cake from someone and it's barely chocolatey at all. And you look at it, you look at the cake and it's light brown, it's light brown or even mid brown, and you think, did they put any chocolate in it? I mean, some people will make a cake with just one tablespoon of cocoa powder and that's it, that's the chocolate. What? No, that's not enough. Look at the colour of that. Dark brown, that's what we want to see, dark brown. Dark brown means chocolate. And you know, I put 360 grams of chocolate into this cake. Half in the ganache and half in the cake itself. And a couple of tablespoons of cocoa as well. And it's not too much. I don't think it's too much. I think it's great. That's the way it should be. It took a long time to cook. It was like an hour and a quarter or something. But it's not overcooked. The crust, there's a little bit of a crust on the outside, you know, which has got a bit of caramelisation going on there, but I wouldn't say it's burnt, but there's definitely some caramelisation going on there, and it's really good. I really like it. Nice little firm bit of crust at the edge. Really good. So, my travelling cake box, brilliant design, you know, you pick it up, you don't have to touch the cake. Keep the air out, keep it fresh. I'll be putting that in the car fridge. It's going to be great. Rich chocolate cake. Just what everyone likes, including me. So there it is. Make it yourself. This is technically, it's not actually my recipe, but I mean I did add some more sugar and some cream. I put the cream in and sugar. But yeah, someone else's recipe on the net. So I'm not taking credit for it, but it's a great recipe. And if you like really chocolatey chocolate cakes, make this one. I'd leave out the gelatine, it probably doesn't do anything. See you next vid.